Now, here's how this unfolded. So we get our luggage cart, we get our map, we're told where to go. Okay, we're following the map. The map was wrong in the first place. So now we
and it's
push
like
this
my
cart.
comical thing to get us lost in hotels.
It kind of yeah, okay, it kind of is. All right, don't. I would let Stephanie guide me around a theme park any day, but a hotel, I will double check the map before I do that again. Or let her make any decisions about which exit to use. I realize this is probably way funnier to us than anybody else, but
oh,
anyways.
Absolutely.
And let me preface this by saying this happened at the Grand Californian too. Like, we got lost in the Grand California back in March, so this is not something new.
No.
So why I let Stephanie guide us this day with all this luggage, I do not know, but I did. Hello, and welcome back to If It Were Up to Us, the podcast where we rethink, reimagine, and redesign the ultimate Disney theme park destination. I am your host, Chrissy, and this is my co-host, Stephanie. Hey, Steph, how you doing today?
Hey. I'm good. That's about all I can be. It's just good.
Have you recovered from your whirlwind vacation?
Not even in the slightest.
No.
No. Because average 5 hours of sleep every night, and then the night I got in home was 4 hours.
Oh, lovely.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you went right back to work, so no nappy time, no. Mm-mm.
Nope. Right back to it. You know, like it never even happened. It's just so weird.
Right? That's the thing that I'm like struggling to keep up with is like, we did so much in such a little time. Like, I can't even imagine the extra, like, 4 days you tacked onto your trip. But, like, I came home feeling like a different person.
It changed me.
It did. It kind of felt like it did, you know? Like, I don't know. It just... Maybe it was the exhaustion. I don't know. But, yeah, it just felt like it was something totally different this go-around.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if it's because, like, so much build up to it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you.
It was a lot of build up. There was a lot of anticipation for a wonderful reunion between the two of us, which I was so excited for. And then it was just a lot to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot. And then the last minute changing of plans so that we had a buffer day because of what was going on in the world. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of throws you for a loop.
It does.
A snowstorm. Like,
Yes. Also, a whole new terminal opening while you were gone at your airport. Like,
what a show. Like... What? I just, you know what, though? I bonded with so many people I do not know over this because we all had to help each other. Yeah. Because the airport surely wasn't helping.
Just way to have a community come together in a time of need.
By the way, there's no way for you to get to the car. We'll operate one bus. Like, because literally not connected anymore.
That's great. Like, that's mind-boggling to me. I don't know how an airport thinks that that's, like, okay.
And, like, I knew this was happening, but I don't think it clicked for me at what extent it would affect me getting home.
Yeah.
And it added on a whole extra hour.
Ugh.
To, you know, yeah.
It's just craziness.
It was.
Ugh. Well... On the bright side, though, I did not have anyone next to me on either flight, which was really nice.
That is nice.
Mm-hmm. But I did not have to endure the crazy. But I also Ubered to the airport because I needed to leave my car here for my sister-in-law. So I didn't have to worry about the chaos of finding a vehicle.
Yeah, I may have, like, cursed out my husband in my head because I really wanted him to come and just pick me up and not leave my car there for a week. And had he done that, would have avoided that whole thing. But you know what? It's fine. I survived.
It's fine.
It literally poured the entire way home.
Crazy.
Like, poured. And I don't think I've ever driven home from the airport in not some sort of precipitation. Snow, rain, always. It can't just be like sunny. No, never. Again, it's fine.
If it's any consolation, it wasn't exactly sunny when I left for the airport or came back. Because it was nighttime. It was very early in the morning.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I arrived to not only the airport, I know I said this like before, but like I arrived to the airport before the airport opened when I left for Florida. And then I probably could have slept in another hour and gotten to the airport and been fine. But you just never know with Orlando. So,
nope.
But I also arrived to Orlando's airport long before it opened as well. So that was fun. And, okay. Remind me when we get into our Universal stuff, because that's what we're talking about today, but remind me that I have to tell you about this chocolate frog situation, okay? Let me just put that out there.
Oh, man.
But before we get into kind of some more wrapping up of our trip and talking about all things Universal, because it was my first time to Universal, do we have any new news to talk about?
I don't think so.
Here's what I will say. I know Disney quietly, while we were gone, dropped their bounce back offers for 2026. So that was exciting news. If you have a vacation planned for 2026 and you want to book your next trip, you can do that right after your stay, within 7 days of your stay. So once you check out you will have a special discounted offer to come back within the same year. So that's a lot of fun. And you can do that like right now if you have a trip coming up, or like we're still within that period. If we wanted to do it, we could take advantage of that. So that's fun. And then I can't remember. I don't think we talked about it. Maybe we did. But Disney Cruise Line recently also put out that they had their they released some discounts too. The 50% off, the deposit thing came back out, and there was another one for I think 35% off. And then and the big news is Disney Destiny actually shipped out today on her first sailing. So that's kind of big news. They had the christening that Monday that we were gone. And then the first sailing, like actual sailing, not the preview ones or the test runs, if you will. Today, the first one out of Fort Lauderdale happened today. And for those of you that don't know, this is a ship I'm sailing on next year, so I'm really excited for that. I've been trying to watch all of the vloggers and the different videos and things that are out, just so I can learn more about my ship, but I'm so pumped. But that's exciting news.
It is. It looks incredible.
It really does.
It really looks great.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost so much different, even though it's a sister to the Wish and Treasure. It just seems so different.
Yeah. And from what I'm hearing, it's a very kind of immersive experience type of trip. So, or ship. You kind of walk in and you're instantly part of the stories of like heroes versus villains, which I think is really exciting, and in the way that they kind of do things. I've also heard that they're like the lobby, the grand hall in that ship is they have like these color schemes and stuff depending on what's happening in that space at that time. So like at some point I think Loki comes out to like take over the ship, and so everything turns green in that grand hall. So cool. So it seems like there's a bunch of different stuff kind of going from that aspect, which seems really cool. Like the Avengers lover in me is so pumped for this. Like, so pumped.
Yes.
But just every offering on that ship seems to be really incredible. So I can't wait.
It looks really, really awesome. I'm jealous.
Well, you got to do a VIP tour and I get to sail on the boat. I'll call it even.
I don't know about that.
Any other news that we need to talk about? Anything that's kind of come out, or should we just kind of dive right into the second half of our recap and ultimately my first time at Universal?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should just start on our, maybe we should tell them what happened right after we stopped recording the last episode.
I did.
Maybe we start there.
Yeah, I did throw a snippet at the very end of the last episode because it was, like, you guys, when we finished recording the last episode, if you haven't listened to it, like, go back and listen to it, but it was recorded at, like, midnight on that, Tuesday night? And we were exhausted, like, slap happy tired, like, we're just, like, the littlest things are funny, and I have to kind of backtrack and say all day long, everything that we said came true. Like, we were like, how great would it be if our room was ready to check in? And as we pulled into the hotel, it was ready. Like, it was things like that that just kind of kept happening all day long. And so at one point I had talked about there being an evacuation and having, like, maybe another evacuation selfie. I did not expect it to manifest in this way, but it did. We literally hit, like, stop recording. We put everything away. I pulled out my bed, and as I'm, like, getting ready to climb into bed to go to sleep, the fire alarm goes off. And Stephanie and I look at each other like, is this really happening? 2, should we evacuate? And we gave it a minute before we left the room. Yeah. But yes, so midnight fire drill at the Wilderness Lodge. So fun for us. In the freezing cold, because cold. It was so flippin' cold in Florida. Like, it's never that cold in Florida. Like, what are we... Yeah, it was so cold. I was very thankful to have been wearing my Christmas onesie at that point. But we went and made some new friends outside the Wilderness Lodge at midnight. So, yeah.
What a blast that was. And the water, the sprinklers, that come on automatically also came on where most people were, like, kind of standing. So that was fun.
It's just like... And I have to say, like, I give Disney a lot of credit when things go wrong. They usually handle things pretty well, but this one just seemed chaotic and super disorganized, and we had some thoughts about that.
Yes. They really needed to just let us run the show, I think, because the panic, he was young, this cast member, but he seemed panicked. Yes. Like, nobody's yelling at you. I just need to...
Maybe he's the reason the fire alarms went off in the first place.
He's like, oh no, I didn't mean
He was running to tell someone, turn him off, it's fine.
Everything is fine. Yeah.
But yes, he did seem like he did not know where to go or what to do. And to be honest, I don't really know that any of them did. It was crazy. But we made it to bed by, like, 1 o'clock. Or 1:30, and
yeah,
and then
all is well.
Up. Oh my gosh! Apparently, I still can't talk. Couldn't talk
Words
then.
Are
can't
hard.
Talk now.
Yes.
But yeah, then we got up the next morning, and we were off for a jam-packed day. So early it felt like. I mean, I'm glad we chose to sleep in a little bit, but even the sleep in wasn't really sleeping in.
No,
because we headed over to Universal.
Yes, we dropped our bags at the Royal Pacific Resort, and we stayed there so we could get unlimited express pass, unlimited, whatever. So we dropped our bags there and met up with some more friends, also travel agents in our agency.
Yep.
And Chrissy got to experience. We went to Hollywood Studios first, so
Universal
it was her
Studios.
first. Yes, Hollywood Studios. That's because that's where I'd rather be. Spoiler alert.
If I had to pick a studio, spoiler alert, it would be Hollywood. Yes. Yeah. We went over to Universal Studios, you guys, and I have lots of thoughts. I even wrote them down as it was happening because we ran into the fact that, like, if we talked about it together, then we'd have nothing to talk about on the podcast. But here's what I struggled with not feeling like it wasn't a Six Flags. Like, it's just not. Look, Disney does storytelling so well and has so much, like, IP that they're able to incorporate into the parks that I just feel like when you go over to Universal Studios, I know the premise is different. Their focus is not necessarily the storytelling and immersing you into the stories of that IP or like the lands and the worlds of those IPs, but it still just felt very disjointed. Like, again, coming from a place where Disney is what I know most, to be standing by, like, in San Francisco by the Fast and the Furious ride and looking over and seeing a giant donut from The Simpsons felt very weird. Like, I just was like, is this how it's supposed to be? So maybe I just don't, like, I didn't quite appreciate or understand kind of the background of, like, what Universal is and how they present their attractions, because I do think that they do a really good job of, you know, immersing in that one section. You are immersed in that experience. But there's really no good hopping from one thing to another. But then at the same point, some of it did feel very cheesy. I don't want to say tacky, because it's not tacky, but the cutouts of the superheroes in, like, that, in their Marvel space, was not what I was expecting. Having come from somebody who has seen California Adventure and Avengers Campus, like, very big difference in experience and worlds and storytelling. So that's my opinion on the overall aesthetic. I know you're not, like, super hardcore Universal either, so how do you feel?
I feel like there's no way to explain it without sounding very negative. Mm-hmm. And that makes me sad. Because I talk negatively about Disney too. But yeah. It doesn't do it for me. It just, like, it's not some place that I'm like, oh my God, I have to go back. Like, I can't wait to go back. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the Harry Potter areas are the best. Like, I would go and just visit the Harry Potter areas and Velocicoaster and then dip. Like, I don't really feel the need to really experience any of the other things. Now, I've not gone with my children yet, and that's a whole other story, as I just really don't think these parks are for children. They added this DreamWorks area for kids, but it's just not enough. So I'm not really, like, dying to bring my kids here. Yeah. Do I think they may like some parts of it? Sure. Like, who doesn't love a moving sidewalk that you can shoot a fake gun at things? Like, mm-hmm. They'll like that. Yeah. Overall, most of the attractions being very motion simulator based just isn't for me. I like a moving, like, fully, like, ride, whatever you call them, like an actual ride. I feel that way about, like, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is not my favorite. Remy's is definitely not my favorite. Yeah. I just would rather be on an actual ride. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's where I struggle with that.
Yeah. Those were going to be my 2 points as well. Like, it is definitely a theme park targeted at, like, older kids, teenagers, adults. It is not for the little kids at all. Even the few places, like the Minions space, like, that's great. And then the Seuss area. And that's really it that you can really get into with these kids. So I definitely...
In the DreamWorks area. But there's not a lot happening in either of these areas.
Right. Yeah.
And if your kid is prone to motion sickness, it really eliminates a lot of things. So,
yeah, that was my second point, is they just rely so heavily on simulator-based things and screen-based things. And that technology is really cool, but as someone who... At some point, we stopped moving, and I still felt like I was moving. Like, I took a Dramamine before we even got to the park because I knew it was going to be bad. And it just, it felt... And to me, that kind of feels like a cop-out when it comes to, like, the storytelling and the actual rides themselves. Like, don't rely on... That's why I really don't like Remy's, because you're just going into one room and out another. And essentially, you're just watching a movie. You know? Like, it's not... Yeah. I would much rather be immersed in the animatronic world, I think, than the simulators.
I would also really like to hear from people that have children maybe on the spectrum and have visited Universal, because I feel that it would be difficult. There's just a lot going on at all times.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think cheesy is actually the right word for the Islands of Adventure with Seuss Landing and the really crummy comic book area.
Yeah.
Like, just to let Disney have the rights to the comic books or whatever the whole deal
do
is.
It right, or give it up.
And then do something different. Yeah. No. I definitely also think that I've been there twice now. The first time with my husband in May, and we did just like one day for both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, and I felt like that was enough for me. I really don't think I needed more days. So I know, and this is really hard to say as a travel advisor that is selling this destination, and they so heavily want you to sell this as a multi-day experience, and it can be, but not for everyone. And like, I can picture my family going and doing one day for Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, maybe a day at Volcano Bay with an evening at Epic, and then just one day at Epic. Because while you didn't get to see that beautiful park, it doesn't have enough in it. And that has been my thing the whole time. And there's so many people out there saying it's a 2-day park. And maybe because the ride times, I had people like my friends, my coworker there yesterday, and the lines were really long. So it would be a 2-day because they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because the lines are ridiculously long. But there's not enough. When you have 11 attractions and 2 of them are shows, it's just not enough. And then forget it if you have small children, because they can hardly ride any of them.
Yeah, it's definitely targeted at a different demographic, and it's, to me, Universal Studios is not a destination theme park. It is a locals theme park, which I totally get and can see. Like, like for someone who lives, I mean, just even a Florida resident, like that could be a good, easy, quick getaway, and I think and I think they do a good job of resonating with that kind of, demographic or market audience. I think they're on the right track in building this kids park, kids resort here in Texas. I would love to see them implement a kids resort, and make that, I guess, a 5th gate if you consider Volcano Bay a gate, because that could be a way to change things up and really market themselves as a destination. But right now they're not offering enough in what they do have that isn't tailored to a very specific audience. So, yeah. Okay. Here's the caveat to all that, though. The wizarding world of Harry Potter is incredible. The storytelling element is there. The attractions are there. The food, the immersive experience you have when you do it all, totally there. Absolutely worth a visit. If you are a Harry Potter fan, 1,000% this makes sense to make this a destination to visit. It may not be a repeatable destination to visit, but it is something that you can absolutely make a trip to Florida for, add on these other experiences and offerings that they have, and then maybe tack just that part on to your next Disney vacation. But yeah, that when you have something that is that impressive and immersive in a park, it made everything else feel 10 times the opposite.
Yep.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
That makes the rest of the park just stand out in a really bad way.
Yeah. And I was kind of thinking about it in the days afterwards, because there's there's that bit of saying, well, you know, you're supposed to be walking into a studios, right? That's that whole idea of like, you know, this is essentially like even if you said like this, the story behind it is that you're walking into a movie or a film studio, and so you have the different sets and the different pieces, but that's not what I get with the storytelling, and not like we saw, you know, at say Hollywood Studios in its early days. And so I just feel like right now it's just like, hey, here's an IP, let's plop an attraction and maybe theme some buildings around it. And yeah, so also the parks close stupid early, which just in my mind says Universal recognizes that these are not rope drop to like a, you know, it's not a rope drop fireworks situation. I realize they don't really have fireworks, but they acknowledge that their park does not need to be open that amount of hours for people to feel like they've gotten their money's worth.
Yep. And these are expensive parks. It's not like it's ridiculously cheaper than going to Disney. It's just the same. Like, it's still expensive. And I just don't feel like you're getting enough. I don't know. I would like to try it again at some point with my kids and just see if that changes my opinion on things. Yeah. It may. I'm assuming it will not. I'm assuming it will actually might make it worse, my opinion, which is sad to say, because the first time we visited, I wanted to love them. And like, that's a whole other story about how everything went wrong from the start, from the moment I arrived at my Universal Resort. Everything just kind of was like, okay, this is not like Disney. The experience. And it may make people mad for us to constantly compare it to Disney, but there's no way to not. I mean, they're right next door to each other. They are very clearly competitors. So we have to compare it to each other.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'll say, like 100% you have to compare it to Disney. The whole point of opening Hollywood Studios was to have an answer to Universal bringing theme parks to Florida, right? Like, that's not, there is a whole, like, I mean, the whole point of all these expansion is basically this is Disney's answer to Epic, right? And to have that kind of stuff. Like, you see that. There's no way to not compare the two. But if I was going to say, like, so obviously, and I think I speak for the both of us when we say it's an apples to oranges situation. Yes, they're both theme parks, right? They're both fruits, but they're not the same. If I was going to compare it to another type of theme park, I would put it in a category of like a Six Flags. I really would. Yep,
I would too.
The only thing that differentiates them is that I will say this, the quality and technology of their rides is not a Six Flags. It is a Disney level, but everything else in between is missing for me.
Yeah, and even outside of the theme parks, we had the opportunity to tour many of the hotels and stay at 2 of them, and none of them live up to a Disney resort. I don't even think, for me, they live up to an all-star resort. And that's saying a lot. None of them impressed me enough that I was like, I would stay here for 4 nights and visit the parks for 5 days or whatever. In fact, I know that both of us, I think, said it a couple times that if we came here, we would stay at Disney and just come over to visit the park during the day.
Yeah,
because
which you can easily do.
Yes, there are a lot of disadvantages of staying at a Universal resort. I mean, some of them you get Universal Express Pass, but we've talked about this. You stay 1 night and you don't even stay in the room if you don't want to, just to get Universal Express for 2 days and spend the night in your Disney resort. But you have to pay for overnight parking, and it's $26 a night for most of them. Some of them more expensive. That Disney, you can park at your hotel for free. And if you want to drive your personal car to the park, if you're a Disney resort, you can park there for free too. Universal is not like that. That adds a lot of money onto your trip. Stay 2 nights, that's easily $50.
It was
Stay
cheaper
3, $75.
for us to it was definitely cheaper for us to go back and forth because we did do that. The park closed early. We made reservations for Beak and Barrel, which we'll get to in a little bit, but like, we did that. And then we went back, and it was cheaper for us to Uber during like peak pricing at Magic Kingdom hour, like Magic Kingdom close, than it would have been for us to pay to park at the resort.
Yeah.
Which is
it's just
crazy. Nuts.
And I don't feel like they are short on space. I could see them if they didn't have a lot of space for cars, to make it so you do have to pay to maybe deter people from renting a car and parking it there. Mm-hmm. But it seems they have plenty of space to hold some cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it worth it for me.
Mm-mm. I will say there are things that Universal does that I wish Disney would do. One of those I wrote down because I want to make sure we include it in our destination, which is Universal still allows pool hopping between their original resorts there that are right next to Universal and Islands of Adventure. That's a very cool offering and something that could easily increase the value of staying at a Disney resort, is to say you have all these extra pools you can go to. Granted, I think there should be some pools that they don't, maybe, you don't do it at the deluxe resorts, and that's a benefit you get, is that you only have deluxe resorts guests at your pool. Plus, I think those, like, it's the sand bottom pool at Beach Club that everybody wants to go do, right? But if you would allow pool hopping between the moderate and the value resorts, I think you could easily add in, and also people would, I think, stay longer at Disney because now you get to experience these other hotels and some of the amenities that they have there. And then the other thing was that I had down was these non-private the non-private tours, the option to
VIP tours,
have the VIP tour, to have that kind of split and say, okay, like that you don't have to pay that much to do the VIP tour, or you don't have a group of 10, cool, just do the non-private one. So I did think that those were really cool offerings, and something that I think we should bring to our theme park, our imaginary one.
I especially think that now after doing a Disney VIP, because I will be negative about that as well.
Oh no! Are you gonna crush my dreams again? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Can we talk though about, because we did just before we get into that, I want to circle back to the resorts, because I completely agree that there's not enough drawing me in to say, like, I'm gonna come back and stay at this resort every time, right? Like, it was not it for me. Every room felt a lot like a Marriott, I mean, it just felt like any other hotel room. There wasn't integrated IP anywhere in the hotels, and we stayed at both
just in the kids' suites,
right? Yeah. We stayed at a Universal property, Cabana Bay, and we stayed at a Lowe's property, Royal Pacific, and I feel like those two things, they were just not overtly themed in any way. Cabana Bay was more themed to their hotel theme. That was, but the Royal Pacific one, aside from the elephants in that little atrium, I did not get
No, at all.
Mm-mm. No, I was really thinking, I was anticipating this to be like the dollar store version of a Polynesian hotel, and I didn't even get that. I'm sorry, but I was.
No, I know. It really was just a Marriott. Like, it really was.
I mean, there were. Do not get me wrong. It is a beautiful hotel, and if your level of like standards are Marriott, great. It was awesome. The beds were comfortable. It really was a beautiful hotel, but it's not a destination.
It doesn't. The inside doesn't match the lobby or like you pull up to the thing and you walk over, pretty much like the Polynesian in Disney. You walk across that, but then you just walk into. It's like, okay, that theming's gone because here's a Marriott lobby.
This quickly went from Tropical Oasis to Conference Center real quick.
Yes, it really did. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Aside from like the glass like pedally thing behind the check-in desk, not a lot of Highland vibes.
No.
Not even in the color palette. I mean, we're talking about like silvers and, you know, like they gave us the plastic leis that you get at like a party store when we got there. None of the colors in the leis were anywhere in this hotel. Like, I think we got
you know what I mean? Dollar like, store leis.
Right? Like, I was like, oh, okay, this is fine.
This makes zero sense, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I get it. It's a Pacific Island, whatever. But, like, yeah, I just was, whoa, okay, all right, this is fine. Yeah, and then, okay, can we just talk about in general? Because we had this problem at every hotel we went to. Why the plushy carpets in the hallway? Why? Why squishy carpets in the hallway?
It makes it impossible to push luggage down.
Okay. Do we want to get into that story now or later? Because I feel like as we're having this resort conversation, this story needs to be told.
Okay. All I will say before we tell our funny story is that, you know how Disney does their like soft refurbs where they just soft reset like their furniture and pillows and all that? Universal could really benefit from this. Like the Cabana Bay couch, because we had a family suite, has seen some things. It has been around. It looks like it's been sat on since the 19 whatevers.
Yeah, it's a very like 50s retro-y vibe to the hotel, and it felt like the furniture came from there. Also, I think were either somewhere else or in the shower when I finally sat down in that pull-out bed, and I was like, oh, this is plywood. Like,
yeah, no,
so
I think I heard
hard.
you.
I was like, oh, this is fine for my 4-hour sleep, but like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine. And they say that's like a family suite, so you're putting your kids on that? Like, I don't see it.
No, in these, all the two places we stayed still have like old-fashioned comforters on their beds that like everyone has always told you don't sit on, don't even touch them, they're hardly washed. Why are we still putting this on our beds? It's
yeah, or the little like blanket at the end that like okay, here's what I'll say about these. I noticed, especially like in the Cabana Bay like room, right, like when you have a visible like dip in the bed and then you put a blanket on the end of the bed, like I just like you're not covering it up, you're just making it more noticeable that like this bed probably needs a refresh because the sides are clearly a little taller than the middle, and like yeah. Now
before we flash back to Cabana Bay, we also got to see the Grand Helios, if it's called the Grand Helios or whatever. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And if you stay there and don't stay in a theme park view room, I don't see the point. But beautiful. It doesn't come with any perks though. Mm-hmm. You're not, the only thing is you get your own entrance to Epic, but parking is really expensive. You don't get express included, and they're not really, it's not on the table at all right now. Mm-mm. You're completely cut off from easy access to City Walk. I just don't see the point.
I will say, yeah, I did not realize that Epic is so far from the rest of the properties. Mm-hmm. And now was it Terra Luna and Stella Nova? Those have been there for a hot minute, so they've just been hanging out over on that side of town, right?
Yeah, they opened before Epic did. Not right. Like a crazy amount of time before, but yes, they were opened.
I can't imagine that they got a lot of business before Epic opened.
Oh, I'm sure they did because everyone wants to see the new thing in town. But
yeah,
And those are gorgeous from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. But then
again, you're completely cut off.
Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, and it was a very, like, it was a longer bus ride than I thought it was going to be to get to, like, Grand Helios from Cabana Bay. So, yeah.
And we took a bus to Epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
But
okay.
we had a funny moment.
Yeah. We had a lot of funny moments. Which one are we going up? Are we going back to the plushy carpets, or what are we?
Yeah, we are. We're going back to
All right, so here's what I will say. So we obviously we stayed at Wilderness Lodge, and that is a deluxe resort in Disney Resort Collection. And then we stayed at the Lowe's Royal Pacific, which is at their higher end. I believe it's called Premium for them. So when we got to Cabana Bay, we suddenly realized some of the amenities that are offered in these resorts are no longer offered at this level. So there is no bell service delivery in your luggage. Not that we utilized it because we needed it right away, but you know. So we had to cart all of our luggage up to the room, which would have been fine if it was just our luggage, I think, because we would have just carried it like we did to every other resort. And I will say, like, the plushy carpet thing, every resort, Disney Resort, like it was the same way there. It's a struggle to push suitcases through these carpets, okay?
Yes.
But mind you now, we had like 4 other suitcases because we were with some other agents.
Yeah.
And so we had to get a luggage rack from Bell Services. We're exhausted.
Sorry, I'm just reliving it.
And we're pushing it, okay? Now, here's how this unfolded. So we get our luggage cart, we get our map, we're told where to go. Okay, we're following the map. The map was wrong in the first place. So now
and it's like my comical thing to get us lost in hotels.
It kind of, yeah, okay, it kind of is, all right? I would let Stephanie guide me around a theme park any day, but a hotel, I will double check the map before I do that again. Or let her make any decisions about which exit to use. I realize this is probably way funnier to us than anybody else, but
anyways. Absolutely.
And let me preface this by saying this happened at the Grand Californian too. Like, we got lost in the Grand California back in March, so this is not something new.
No.
So why I let Stephanie guide us this day with all this luggage, I do not know, but I did. And so finally we realized we're going the wrong way after we'd already gone down a hallway with plushy carpet. So now we have to pull it backwards. So we take it over and we cross the other side of the hotel. And now we're in at least the right building, thankfully. And at this point, like, we're trying to push. Stephanie's like realizing I'm exhausted from pushing this luggage cart. So she decides she's going to help. I don't know. I don't even know how it happened anymore. But no, Stephanie's pulling, I'm pushing. She's like, don't run me over. And I'm like, you're the one pulling the thing. Like, you tell me what speed you're going. Nope. I run her over. She loses a shoe. And I said, I'm not going back for it. Sorry.
And I said I was fine. I was like, just leave it. At this point, I literally didn't care.
Mind you, she'd already lost a sweatshirt. So
the night before.
She wasn't going to go back for that one either, but it was cold, and she needed a sweatshirt because it's the only one she brought. So, yep. So she was like, just leave it. So finally we get to our room. We finagle the thing in. I went back and I got the shoe. So this, if you're designing a resort or a hotel, please don't put plushy carpets in the hallways. It's just not easy to put.
No, it makes it so much difficult.
No, it just was like, okay, yeah. Oh my God, it was so.
And let's not forget there were a bunch of other people also in the hallway, so we were not alone.
So there were other people watching this struggle. And then Stephanie's like, just push it in the room. And I'm like, there's cross traffic. I cannot just push the luggage in the room. Yeah. Yeah, it was chaotic at best.
We were exhausted.
Oh, so tired. So
Like,
tired.
the amount of elevators and stairs and stuff we had already done that day.
Oh
And,
yeah, mind you, we're still averaging like 20,000 steps a day in the theme park, and then we're adding on these resort tours and so
hardly
many
getting
elevators.
any sleep.
So many elevators. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't. Here's one thing I will say about the because I did also make this mention in my notes of things. Just in talking about when we went to Portofino Bay, which is originally where we were going to stay, and then we flip-flopped it to Royal Pacific, which honestly I feel like half a dozen, like,
Yeah.
it's fine either
Yeah.
way. But one of the things that I did at least notice about Portofino Bay, and I walked in, I was like, oh, these architectural details are actually just painted on these things. They're not real, like, stone work. It's just painted. And then I did start thinking, like, okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense for me from a movie studio type themed theme park, that, like, this would look more like a set than an actual themed resort. So, like, I will say that it felt, and also there was a bit of Portofino that felt a little more like real Italy than, say, Italy and Epcot, but the movie set version of real Italy, if that makes sense. Like, it was, yeah. So those were my, like, 2 comments that I had that I was going to share with you about that, because I felt like it did make sense to me that this stuff would be, like, painted on if you're coming at it from a mindset of, like, oh, I'm coming to I'm coming to the Universal Studios lot, and I'm going to be staying there, and this hotel, like, theoretically could be somewhere where they or film a movie set in Italy, right? Like, that made sense. But also their little boat thing with the gondolas out there was beautiful, and it just, like, there was, that to me felt like a very active, very themed hotel. Still, the room's still very Marriott, but the hotel itself had definitely more theming than, say, Royal Pacific did. So, yeah.
100%. So, before we move on to Beak and Barrel in the Magic Kingdom,
yes.
What was your favorite resort that we toured?
If I was gonna go back and do a trip at Universal, like, with my family, I would 100% stay at the Hard Rock.
Same.
I thought, and it's not even a Universal, like, theme thing, right? Like, there's Hard Rocks all over the place. But the Hard Rock, I absolutely loved their family suite. Loved that family suite. It was, and I mean, just all the rooms. And that was one that I felt like they did put the theming into the rooms. Like, there was a mirror that had the heights of different, celebrities on it. And so that one, you felt the theming throughout. It also just felt more updated. And so I would 100% say. And they have that underwater speaker thing at their pool, where if you go underwater, you hear the music, which is really cool. So
yeah, that's where I would stay too. I think 100%. I think that's at least one night.
Yeah. And that one does get express pass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1,000% I would stay there.
What was your favorite attraction that we did in Universal?
Hagrid's.
Yeah. We rode twice in a row, like,
yes,
with Express. It was amazing.
Also, for background, I came into this with completely open mind, because I knew that I was going to be hard on Universal coming from the Disney background. And so I really did not do a lot of research. I just wanted to take it all in as somebody who had never been before. And so I did not know some of the things that happen on that ride. I was not prepared for it to go backwards. And I also was not prepared for it to drop me like Tower of Terror. So...
And I did a good job of not telling. I didn't even mention this to anybody else that we were with, because I didn't want anyone to spoil it, because it's just so fun because you're like, we're gonna go backwards, and I'm just like,
yeah, okay, all right,
sure,
yeah, and
we're
then we
gonna
get
go
there,
backwards.
and it makes the moment it happens makes the most sense if you're no Harry Potter at all. So, yeah, for me that was probably the best ride that we did. I wish that I was not feeling as motion sick as I was at that point in the trip, but between all of like the elevators and places we'd been and things that we did and all the I mean, we just were honestly like our bodies were moving nonstop up to that point. But I would have liked to do Velocicoaster. I probably would have even liked to do Hulk. I just like it just didn't have it in me. So, and it's hard. I will say it was hard because of the other things that we had going on to really take in everything. But I do think we did almost every ride at Universal Studios. Islands of Adventure we did a lot less because we did spend quite a bit of time in the Harry Potter space. But
and I wish that Forbidden Journey would have been opened so you could have ridden that because I think he would have liked it, and the queue is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah, but we got Gringotts, we got Hagrid's, so like I felt good about that. I would have liked to do some of the ones over in the that Seuss Land. I think some of those are really cute.
I rode the Cat in the Hat the first time, but I'd like to do the little train that like
the one that went around the restaurant we ate at. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Universal has such a variety of things underneath its like IP, you know, that it's, I mean, you have E.T., you have Transformers, you've got Simpsons, there was just so much that I felt like was.
Which is weird because now Disney owns Simpsons, so like.
You're like, oh, okay, well. Which makes me wonder if not that I think Disney would ever put Simpsons into any of their theme parks, but it makes me wonder if they have that kind of language in there. The same kind of thing that they do for Marvel.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. Yeah. I will say that lunch that day was good, and I don't know if it was just because I was that hungry, or if
it was
good. You give me pizza and curly fries any day, and I'll be happy. Y'all know that if you've listened to this podcast. I love pizza.
It was pretty good. I don't think I've had a bad meal at Universal, actually. So maybe their food's better.
Could be. I really wish I would have had the frozen butterbeer, but it was way too cold for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get over the like creamy topping and the carbonated beverage underneath. The flavor was delicious, but the two textures were just not it for me.
Podcasting from home, folks. My kids are here, and
yeah, unfortunately, I made Stephanie record this while her kids are home, and I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. He's just playing some game, and it's
not going his way.
It requires yelling.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Any other thoughts on Universal before we?
I know that we've talked mad trash about Universal.
I know.
But it is is it a destination I would go to Florida solely for? No. Is it a destination that I will be recommending to clients to tack onto a Disney trip? Absolutely. Like, I think it is worth a visit, especially for Harry Potter fans, to be immersed in the storytelling that is there in the Wizarding World. And I think that they do have a lot of really cool offerings, and it is a little bit more affordable than a Disney trip or tacking on a couple of extra days at Disney. If you are going to Disney with teens, 100% add this on. And also their VIP tour and their their private VIP tour and non-private VIP tour, I think would be worth it. If you're not staying at a hotel with Express Pass, then I think that 100%. Could be, you know, or you are only tacking on for 2 days. Do the VIP tour. Make it worth your while, but I don't necessarily know that you need to make a whole trip. at this point. I'm sure they're going to
That's
offer
my thoughts too.
things moving forward, and it'll be different, but yeah. So we did all of that. We had all of that experience. Not all, I mean, we didn't do the room tours and stuff on the same day, but we did have a whole day at the Universal theme parks, and then we went back to Disney, which was a lot of fun. We got to do the new Beak and Barrel, which I want to know your feedback and your thoughts before I tell you mine.
Okay, so I loved it. And if people don't know this, you have a 45-minute time limit like you did when Oga's first opened. They're very strict about this time limit. They're not so much at Oga's anymore. So that would be my one thing. Like, they were really like, okay, let's go. But it's awesome. I think it's a great addition to the Magic Kingdom. I think it's really cool. I think it's even fine for kids to go in. I didn't find it very like too adult focused. I think it was, I really liked it. Drinks, like you're paying for the location, the experience on top of your drinks. Like my margarita was pretty little, and it was $20. So I feel like, that was a bit pricey. I think if I went again, I might just stick to the beer. And, but no, I really liked it.
I thought the theming of it was obviously really wonderful. The cast members were great. They take that storytelling and they embody it. They act like pirates and sing like pirates and dance like pirates. They gave it their all, for sure. I thought that was wonderful. And I agree. Here's what you know what? I'm going to even say that the first cocktail that I had was 100% worth like the $20 price point. It was delicious. Even that, and then I got that corn cake appetizer thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was good. So good.
So good. So I will say, like, food and beverage there was top notch. I think even the weird things that are on the menu probably would have been delicious. I wouldn't eat them because they're a little weird for me. But I could see if that's something you enjoy, then 100% like worth it. I could see the experience being different. We were lucky enough to get a private table. But unlike Oga's where you're standing for most of that, I think almost every space that I saw aside from that one little room was a seat, which makes it very nice. And yes. I think if and when they lift that 45-minute mark or like time limit, if you have a seat, I could see kind of camping out there for an hour or so, having a couple of drinks. Sure. And but I did kind of wonder if they would just always limit it to 45 minutes because they don't necessarily want people walking around overserved in that park versus, say, an Epcot. So yeah. I could see them
I feel like they could stick with the 2-drink limit. Yeah. But maybe give a little more time.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that would keep people moving along too. Plus there's just so much to do and see in Magic Kingdom that I can't imagine myself hanging out there or camping out there for 2 hours. So, but I thought I could see you having kind of a different experience. And if you don't buy into if you're not somebody who buys into like the interacting with other guests around you type of vibe, having to be at one of those shared tables, I could see being a bit, changing your experience just a little bit, but yeah, I still enjoyed it. Oh my gosh, I think it's thundering. Y'all, it's been raining here all day.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure that was just thunder, because it is real dark outside. I mean, I feel like usually you can see my outside dark.
Yeah, and it's usually light.
Yeah, it's usually quite
bright.
We're
dark here, but we're an hour ahead. It's 5 here, not 4.
Yeah. So thanks for spending your dinner hour with me. But yeah, so, but I really absolutely did enjoy that. It's a great experience. It's much needed in Magic Kingdom. And so, yeah, I loved it. And then we got to do the Starlight Parade and we had literally the perfect view for it.
We did. Except something about parades and us on this trip. Elsa was coming out until she wasn't.
Yes.
She kind of just went whoop and turned and didn't actually come out. So something must have been, wrong.
Yeah.
So we did miss the Elsa.
Where, you saw the walkers ahead of her float come out. And then they turned right back around and went back. But I will say, I said it in the clip. We talked about it when it happened. Elsa, even behind, because she knew that gate was open, was still doing her little hand choreography and waving to no one. But it was like, okay, well, yeah. So, yeah. But yes, we saw the demise of the hot air balloon for Mickey and Minnie. Although they rallied that one, turned it off. Yes. They just did an IT reset. Have you turned it back on?
Yeah.
And then, which was weird because I really didn't see anything wrong with the float other than I felt like, and maybe this is just me making it up, but I did feel like I saw some steam or some smoke coming from it. Maybe that was just in general what was happening behind that, horse barn thing that's there. But, I don't know. Something was wrong. The lights were still on. Elsa was still dancing. It just did not come out. So something went wrong.
Yeah.
But other than that, what were your thoughts on the parade?
I think it's beautiful. It is missing one element for me, and that is characters walking. The only character that walks, besides the few just regular actors or dancers, the only character that walked along the parade route was Tinkerbell. And so I feel like that is what this parade is missing, because it's interactive for the guests. They're waving closer to them, or, whatever. It's just, it's more of an interactive element, and I think that is what is missing.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I could see them having some supplemental characters, around each one that could be. Maui could be a great one to be walking, near the Moana float, and I could definitely see that being an added element. So I will say it was a lot in person. It's a lot better. And it is, for me, someone who is a hardcore lover of the Main Street Electrical Parade, this is definitely a must-see. It pays homage to that parade in some of the music, and it is certainly reflective of that. Having said all that, I still think Paint the Night in Disneyland is better for a nighttime parade. So
I agree.
Yeah. Don't at me, but
Don't
it's a great parade. It is beautiful, and it's unique to Magic Kingdom, and I do love that. But dang if I can't just get a Mack truck in Disney World. I would love it. Just bring that out, will you? Especially because we're gonna have a Cars Land. So why would we not have a Cars, or that float could be so amazing to have in this parade. But yeah. But we don't have it. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we booked it out of there.
Yeah, we did.
One, we were hungry.
Yes, because we had not eaten.
We had not eaten. Well, I mean, we had bites of that corn cake, and that was it. And when you're cold and you're hungry and you're tired, some would say maybe grumpy, but not us. We got on a packed boat over to the Polynesian because we were looking for late night snacks, and we were hoping we could get some noodles, which I guess we did kind of get, but then both you and I opted for chicken fingers at that point anyways.
Survival food.
Yep, and but yeah, and then we slap happily got back to, at that point, Royal Pacific, and that's that aspect alone just makes you realize you could 100% stay at a Disney resort and just take an Uber. It's
for sure.
I guess we could talk a little bit about City Walk if we've got a little bit of time. I will say I enjoyed City Walk a lot more than I thought I would. There is a lot to do, a lot to see. It certainly has more of the adult vibes. You know, not that Disney Springs doesn't, because quite honestly, I feel like Disney Springs is also a little bit more, you know, grown up. But
yes,
I felt like there was a lot more action and I don't know, just I honestly felt like the vibes at City Walk were a little bit better than the vibes at, say, Downtown Disney at night.
Yeah.
So, I did enjoy that. We waited way too long for dinner.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we were forgotten. We had a party of how many? 15 of us.
Yeah.
And they were originally going to seat us together, and then they told us that they couldn't. And that's because I think they gave away our table. And ended up seating us all separately anyways.
Yeah.
So, which they could have done way earlier in the evening. But
yeah, I
but
feel
that's
like they
okay.
realized
It
they
worked
messed
out
up.
fine.
No one wanted to acknowledge it, so they just let it go, thinking maybe they won't want to stay anymore, and we did.
Yeah.
We had high hopes for that dinner, and then we were just like, give me food, get me home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we were actually supposed to do this episode in real time too,
Yeah.
and we didn't.
No, we did not. We were...
Chrissy passed out, guys. I had to do laundry that night, so the late dinner really pushed me going to bed back quite a bit. Chrissy was out before I even went to go put my stuff in the washing machine. I'm pretty sure.
Which, mind you, let me just be very specific about this, was already late. We didn't eat dinner until almost 9. So
yes,
give me a little bit of credit.
especially because you had to get up very early.
I did. I got picked up at 3:30 the next morning. So yeah, or 3:15. I don't even remember what it was now. Yeah. So I was.
So you weren't awake. Did you hear my comment about the peanut M&Ms in the hallway?
I do remember hearing that. I do remember my eyes being closed. So I'm pretty sure it was the peanut M&M comment, and then I was out, just gone.
Yes,
because I even moved, you guys. I even moved the chairs so we could chit chat, and I thought I would stay up a little bit. And the second that I got vertical, it was like, oh no, we gone.
Yeah, because she said, if you guys want to talk, you have to come to me, because I will fall asleep in your bed. So, no, somebody dropped peanut M&Ms in the hallway, and they literally led right back to our room. And then when I went to go put my stuff in the dryer, people had been kicking them all over the hallway. So they were literally everywhere. And me and Elena saw them the next morning by the elevator. Somebody kicked them all the way down there. But yeah, I
will say, because I do remember leaving that morning. I said goodbye to you. I walked out the door, and I do remember seeing the peanut M&Ms on the floor and remembering, oh yeah, she did say these were out here. So,
yeah. I did. They were out there. And there's nothing scarier than going into a very enclosed, small room in the dark. And, all I could picture is, if somebody comes in here and attacks me, no one would hear me. So, I misjudged the time that my washer was going to be done, so I had to stand there for 6 minutes. And I literally stood facing the door so I could see if somebody was coming in, so I could prepare myself for battle. This is just the way my brain works. And I look down for 1 second, I swear, and a woman walks in real fast. I'm like, oh my god, I would have died. I would have just been dead, because I looked down for 1 second at my phone. And
missed that. Also, I never heard you leave to go get your laundry.
I'm surprised, because the door was impossible to close quietly.
Nope, I heard none of it. No, I was gone to the world.
And then I stayed up until I had to get the stuff out of the dryer, so an extra hour.
Okay, listen,
Yeah.
I know we're button up on time, but we cannot get through this without talking about your VIP tour.
Okay.
And don't break my heart. Don't tell me it's not worth it, because I'll be so sad.
Okay. Let's talk about the VIP tour. We had a special one. It was for the agency. So it was 6 hours. The minimum you can book is 7. So I will start by saying that. There were 10 of us, and our tour guide, Michelle, she was beautiful. She was just great you and her would have got along so well because she loved the fun facts, history. I have some things we can share when we do our Hollywood Studios thing. I'm excited, and we'll have to talk about Epcot again because there were some really cool things I did not know that she shared. You and her would have got along so well. But we met and we started in the Magic Kingdom. What I feel about the VIP tour is, for a lot of people, it would be great. But, for me and my family, I don't think it would be worth it. And here's why. You get scanned into the regular Lightning Lane entrance, and you stand in that line. I was kind of more under the impression that you would be kind of brought in, a side door or something, and kind of get right on. That was not the case. The only ride that we did that we kind of did that was after the pre-show for Tower of Terror. Instead of going through the whole queue and going to an elevator, we kind of came up the side one. So we did skip that queue after the thing, and that was the only one. I kind of also was under the impression we would kind of going from the left or the right side of Magic Kingdom to the left, we'd maybe do that off backstage, but no, we walked through the whole thing, got picked up kind of behind Tomorrowland to go to Hollywood Studios. There were lots of snacks, when they picked us up in the Magic Kingdom, there were chips and stuff to eat. And then when we got dropped off in Hollywood Studios, there was more snacks and chips and stuff, and we bebopped backstage between Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. And then I thought we would also walk backstage from Rock and Roller Coaster to Slinky Dog because there is that backstage area, but we didn't. We looped all around like you would regular. And we did 10 rides and met Mickey Mouse, and I just feel like my family on a good day could have easily done that in 6 hours just on our own. But we're also crazy. So, yeah. I don't know.
You move fast. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So, I don't think, me to pay for my family of 4 to do it would probably not be smart. I would absolutely 100% do it again if it was me and Alex and a couple other couples, or a girls trip or something like that where you're really dividing that cost up, because it's expensive. And you get access to special merchandise, and that time you take to look at the merchandise goes against your hour.
Oh, that's
your time. So, yeah. I don't know. I just think, as far as Universal VIP, I'm told they bring you right to get on the ride. You don't stand in the queue with, Express Pass. You get, right on the ride. And I feel like Disney needs to do that, too. Especially, they should ask you, have you ridden this attraction before? And let you skip those pre-shows so you can really maximize your time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if there was any... I mean, obviously this was a 6-hour tour versus a, the 7-hour one. It makes me wonder if there was any, difference in how they handled things, or if this was a real, true experience.
She said this is what they do. The experience we're having is what... she gave us tips and tricks about, selling it and what she recommends, and, yeah... And they can't really skip the line. You basically just get lightning lanes. They scan you in, and you just...
Which, the difference in that, so you were able to do 3 parks, right?
Yes.
So, if you were to buy Premier Pass for your, for 2 people... right, at each one of those parks, which you can do, because even if you have a park hopper, Premier Pass only applies to 1 park. So you can't use it at all the parks. I feel like if you were to do that versus, which is what you're, at least the way I'm hearing it, is essentially the same thing, right? It would be if you bought a Premier Pass at everything But I'm assuming you could repeat an attraction with a VIP tour if you wanted. I don't really know why you would, but...
I mean, I would have personally rather have ridden Guardians twice than hiked over to Remy and then back to the car and then move over. That to me was a waste of time. Mm-hmm. But I also had ridden it the day before, so, you know.
Right. So, yeah, I feel like in that sense, dollar-wise, it's a value because even if you were to just do Lightning Lane, Multipass, whatever, like you're still not, or Premier Pass, you're still not going to get that for every park.
Yeah. I kind of mapped it out in my brain of how I would do it, and I would not buy Premier. I would actually just be strategic about my 2 single pass. And then strategic about what rides I would wait in line for. And I think you could get all 10 of those done in 6 hours.
Okay, well, next time we go, we're going to test that theory.
Yeah. But again, I think it's great, and I think people should do it. I think it's awesome. I just think for, like, a family, like my family of 4 that kind of books it through things, it probably isn't of value to us.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it also. You have to take into account, I think, the group you're traveling with as well. Like if it was like your family of 4 and some of the and another family that's like yours that does go quickly, I feel like your VIP tour would keep that pace up and you could continue.
Oh, she was walking fast. I was actually very surprised. She likes to move, and it made me happy because I was a little worried.
Okay, well, I'm not as heartbroken as I thought I would be when you first started to tell me about this.
Yeah.
But I could see, like, yeah, if you're a go person, like, that could be worth it. I will say the VIP tour is, I think, 100% worth it if you are splitting it between 10 individuals, right? You break that cost down. If you're not splitting it between 10 individuals and you're doing that price per person for 4 people, that's a lot. Again, now, if you were to try to do that Premier Pass at all 3 parks, I think the price of the tour is definitely cheaper than
Does it allow you to buy it for more than 1 park in a day?
Mm-mm. I think it does. I think you can. I don't know why you would, but I think you can. No. Not when it's $345 or $49 a person. You know, I'm certainly not paying that for my 4-year-old. That's silly.
No. And so, just real quick, because I know we're running out of time. It really is at the VIP tour guide's discretion for a lot of things. Like, some will not babysit your kid while the adults go on and just stay there with the child. Some will do it, and if the kid's really bad, they will go, I can't do that anymore. They do not have to ride rides. Even if you ask them to, they are allowed to decline. They really have a lot of say, and you can request ones. Like, that's become a really popular thing because of TikTok. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen them. People request them, and they can see who requested them, and they can also deny, like, the request.
You know what? I think that's honestly good because I feel like you could get some people who want to do VIP tours over and over again who do have who are just kind of extra needy, or I don't know, maybe they're just not as nice as they can be, and I feel like they should absolutely have that right to decline to work with somebody again if at any point they felt uncomfortable or they felt unappreciated. Like, I just don't. Good. I am so glad to hear that, actually, because I feel like there could be a lot of people out there who feel like because they have that kind of money to spend that they could just do whatever they want and treat people however they want to treat them, and that's not okay. So I am glad to hear that. That's nice.
And her other comments were some people try to push their kids too much because they're paying, by the hour, and they try to fit it into the minimum amount of time that they will say, like, no breaks, we'll eat while we're walking. And she said, like, 9 times out of 10, the kids will fall apart before that happens. That's actually why they started doing the snacks when they take you from park to park. once you hit your 7 hours, you don't have to pay for a full other hour. You could say you can do it by 15-minute increments. So if you're hitting your 7-hour mark and you maybe want to do one more thing, you can, ask for 15 more minutes. And she did ask us twice if we wanted to extend. At the very beginning, she asked if we wanted to go any longer, and then she asked one more time at the end if anyone was interested in going any longer, and that's when she said you can do it by 15-minute increments. She was amazing. She even scanned us. We were really at our time, and she scanned us in at Guardians because she said she had to walk past it to get back to her van, and then left us from there so that we could still do it.
That's awesome.
She said if you just happen to be following me and I just happen to...
Yeah.
And she was very nice.
Gratuity is not included in a VIP tour's
No.
cost, so plan ahead for that. Tip accordingly. If you're doing one of these tours, and tip accordingly to somebody who is acting as a chauffeur, a guide, a assistant, a babysitter. Plan for
a
that.
Wealth of knowledge. She knows the park. She knows the different things. She was our bag babysitter because our last park we had to take our bags with us out of the car. So the VIP merch came in these really big blue bags. And we come out of Test Track and she's just sitting on a bench, all of them lined up. And we saw a lot of other VIP tour guides. One of them was playing babysitter most of the time. Every time we saw her, she was just holding one little girl's hand the whole time. And so I think, yeah. And if you know that you're going to need somebody that is willing to watch your kid while you're riding rides, you can request that. What I got from her is as long as you communicate all of your needs ahead of time and put it in the notes and stuff, they can, accommodate as best as they can.
That's really nice. For
those things. Yep. Yeah,
because I have heard of people who they will, while you're on a ride, they'll take your kid on a ride they can actually go on. I would assume that has to be communicated ahead of time so that you do have somebody that...
And you, is comfortable with doing that.
Yeah. Also, that snack thing is new to me because I was under the impression that they will provide one snack throughout your trip and that's it.
We got waters, I believe 3 times. She had waters for us after we've come out of an attraction. We got those snacks were outside backstage. Then we were able to get whatever we wanted from a snack cart. So I got a Mickey premium bar because I had to for you. And
I didn't get one this time.
I know. Weird. So I had to have one, and I think she says she judges it by energy. If she sees kind of people are falling, they will. And she said it used to not be that way. They used to have to ask for a credit card to go get you waters and snacks and stuff. And then somebody brought it to Disney's attention, you're all about safety. We need to be able to provide water.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so water as often as needed, I suppose. And so if you're going on a really hot day, that makes a lot of sense that they would be constantly providing water. But then one snack, and then probably if you're park hopping, those snacks are included. But if you're just trying to stay at one park and do everything at that park, then maybe the additional snacks aren't.
And I think it's just at their discretion because I think that a lot of people usually get Starbucks too. And I don't think any of us were kind of, we didn't really want to take any kind of time to do that. I mean, we didn't even stop to eat. We ate on the roll.
In 6 hours?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose you did have some snacks, so at least you weren't not eating at all. But
yeah. Dang. We were eating in the van ride.
That's what I would do. I'd be give me some of them Casey corn.
And it was cool to see the stuff backstage. Some of it I got to see, running the races. You kind of see some of it, but other stuff, there is a place where the festival booths kind of live behind Epcot, and that was kind of cool. They still have their names on them and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you could see the firework barges for Epcot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and where they work on some of the boats and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Dog shake, had to have it.
It had to have it. He is scratching right at my feet, so very sorry for that. Chester. You stop it. Okay, that pretty much wraps up our trip. There is so much more that I think Stephanie could probably talk about the whole rest of her trip, because again, you lived a whole life after I left.
I did.
And I just had to live vicariously through the few stories I got from you on social media. But I think because this is a theme park podcast, we're going to stick to the theme parks. Yes. If you want to hear more about Stephanie's trip or the cruise that she got to go on, which did sound amazing, let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll put together a little bonus episode or something. I think we have to revise our schedule because, like we said, this was supposed to be a recorded one that we did prior to leaving being together, and that did not happen. So that has kind of pushed us back a little bit. Somewhat. I know next week is Thanksgiving, and I am traveling, so I don't know. This one's going to come out. This episode's going to come out that Monday, and then we may have to have another vault episode because we're not going
or
to be...
maybe I can put together like a little fun, like just short video kind of our days on our trip, because I have a bunch of clips that I recorded that I might be able to piece together just a little something. And we also, I wish people saw all of the cameras we had up for our episode. So I have most of that podcast on there that maybe I'll pull some funny things and do like a little montage of our
that would be good.
Stuff. Yeah. Little Black Friday type of deal.
Yeah. I will leave next week's episode in your hands. And yes, we can maybe put together a trip clips episode. And because we're recording this late on Thursday, and I head out Saturday morning. So early in the morning. This time it's not a 6 a.m. flight, it's an 8 a.m. flight, so got myself 2 hours more sleep. But yes, so be traveling for the Thanksgiving holidays, and then we're right back into diving back into recreating the theme parks, which I'm very excited about. Our last 2 parks. Big ideas coming out of those parks, I think, and I can't wait for those. And so that's what's kind of ahead.
Yep. If it were up to us,
well, you'll just have to listen.